It is bitter cold out. All of our local schools have been closed. They were closed yesterday for a holiday, but they would have been closed anyway because of the temperatures being just so bitterly cold. With the wind chill factor, it's minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere in that ballpark. So way too cold for kids to be out waiting for the school bus in the morning, or getting off the school bus, having to walk home any kind of distance, because it only takes a few minutes in this kind of weather to get frostbite. So I totally get it. I understand. I wouldn't be out myself if I hadn't had to run an errand, but it is so cold. So for me, that means that I will definitely be training indoors for the foreseeable future. And, that works out. I've still been struggling a little bit with some hip pain, as you guys know. So, being on my stationary bike in my living room where it's a bit warmer is not a bad thing at the moment. I wish that I had the internet right now, but I don't. That got knocked out a few days ago, and haven't had it restored yet. Probably not going to get the internet back until early next week, somewhere on Monday, Tuesday, if all things go well. As I mentioned in previous videos, I am upgrading my internet connection from cable to fiber optic, so I'll have a much faster upload and download speed so I can get these videos out in a more timely manner. All right, I am almost home for today's bit of an errand that I had to run, and I will talk to you more here in just a few minutes. All right, hey everybody, so welcome back. Today I've got an interval session scheduled, but I won't be doing that outdoors for a couple of reasons. One, it is brutally cold outside. It's so cold that the schools were closed again today. The wind chill factor has just made it impossible to really spend any amount of time outside without running the risk of getting something like frostbite. So we don't want that to happen. So even if I was 100% healthy, I probably would be doing this workout indoors, whether on a stationary bike or treadmill or some other piece of equipment I might find at my local gym. But today I'm going to be indoors. I'm going to be on the Merrick bike again. I've talked about that in the past and the reasons why I enjoy riding on that bike, but mostly it's just about all the data, all the information that it gives me during my workout. So for the workout today, let's just talk about what's scheduled. So again, it's an interval session. I'm to warm up for 15 minutes and then to go at a threshold pace for 8 minutes and then have 2 minutes to recover. I'm to repeat that 3 times. So it'll be going, 24 minutes at a hard pace altogether, and then 10 minutes to cool down. Now, I didn't do the math on that, but my sense is it's going to be right around an hour in total for the workout, because that's what most of the workouts are, with the exception of the long run day, which that can vary from week to week, but it'll build up to pretty much 3 hours at one point during this 16-week training block. So a couple things, just a kind of a quick tip for you. One of the things that has happened to me recently when I was on my bike is I had dropped my sweat towel, because I just had it draped over the handlebars. And probably a lot of you do that too when you're at the gym or at home working out on a stationary bike or other piece of equipment. But what I found is that if you have a golf towel or something similar to that, you can just clip that on your handlebars and you don't have to worry about that, that coming off. So, you can use it as your sweat towel and then just toss it in the laundry, wash it up, and it's good to go to clean your clubs if you're a golfer like I am. So that's one of my tips. And then the other is, it has been so cold that yesterday sounded like a really good day to have some hot homemade soup. And I did a recipe, I did a meal plan or a meal prep on the channel some time ago, and it was a beef lentil soup. Now, I absolutely loved it. Kim loved it. And so yesterday I made a version of that, but without the beef. So it makes it a good vegetarian or vegan option if that's the kind of lifestyle you like to lead. And it still tasted fantastic. And lentils have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. So for me, especially right now, as I continue to work through some issues, and I still have, and I probably will always have this bursitis in my hip, unfortunately in my right hip, but it's my left hip that seems to be bugging me the most at the moment. But anything I can do, tweaks and changes to my diet that can help with that inflammation, I'm all for that. And big bonus, it's delicious. It's really good. So, if you want to check that video out, I'll try to put a link in the description here, or you can click on the card if you're watching this on your smartphone or tablet or computer, something like that. So, all right, enough about all of that. I'm going to get into this workout. I've got my clothes changed, got my heart rate monitor on. Wearing my Garmin Fenix 6 watch that I'll start, and then I'm also using the Merrick app, which is going to track all of my data for me, so it'll let me know when I get that 8-minute interval and I'm into the 2-minute rest period or recovery period and so on. So let's get this one done as we prep and prepare to run the Boston Marathon in 2024, which is coming up really fast. This is week 4 already of this marathon training program, so just 12 weeks to go after this one. All right, let's get into it. So for my bike ride, I'm wearing the New Balance 1080 V11s today. They're a couple years old, and that's really why I picked them. These pedals, they have these prongs that are on them to help your outsoles grip to them. But those can be damaging to your shoes. So I figured I'd just wear a pair of my old ones, and that way I don't have to worry about it. If it damages them, not a big deal. I've already gotten my money's worth out of them. So that's what I'm wearing today. Really pretty comfortable shoe to work out in for this. So I think it was the right choice. So we're through with the 15 minutes that I warmed up, and I just finished the first 8 minutes. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm really, really out of shape. But I had cranked the resistance up from 5 to 8, came up out of the saddle, and that's how I was able to get my heart rate up, which was my intent. Now my heart rate, when I looked down range, from about the mid 140s, at 1.2 as high as 155 beats per minute, which on my bike is pretty good. To achieve that, again, I was at level 8 for resistance, and I was turning my legs over at 80 RPM. I got 2 minutes to kind of recover. I'm gonna do it all over again. Oh my gosh. This is a tough workout. I'm gonna let you go because I gotta get a drink. I have not much time left in my recovery period. All right, we'll check back here in a second. Catch my breath. So I just completed a second 8-minute interval. Oh my gosh, that was hard. I struggled. After I got to about 30 minutes, keeping my RPMs up over 80, which was kind of my goal, because I found that with the first segment, if I kept my RPMs up around 80 with the resistance of 8, that I was able to get my heart rate up there pretty good. Oh my gosh. I hit that 30-minute mark. Still had 3 minutes to go on an 8-minute segment. I was struggling. Okay, so one thing I will note is I do like the 8 minutes on, 2 minutes off, because it's an even 10 minutes. So, when I started the 15-minute workout, or 15-minute warm-up, and then I went 8 minutes, that took me to 23. To recover, now I'm at 25. So basically I'm on these 10-minute blocks now. So I just finished that 8-minute segment, which took me to 33. 2 minutes, I'll be at 35. And then I'll repeat it one last time. Okay, I'm gonna let you go because my 2 minutes is almost up and I'm still out of breath. All right, so that is it for today's workout. I went an hour, so I added 5 minutes there towards the end for my cool down. You know, in terms of resistance, I cranked the resistance from 8 back to 5 during that cool down phase. And my RPMs were a little higher for cool down than they were when I was warming up. They were right around 110-ish, something like that, 110 RPMs per minute. But in total, I went an hour, so we'll just kind of look at it from the numbers. Said average power was 249.8. The average resistance was 7. So remember, I was going from 5 during my warm-up to 8 during the 8-minute intervals, and then back down to 5 during a 2-minute recovery, and I kind of repeated that process. Distance was 34.08 kilometers. Don't know right off the top of my head what that equates to in terms of miles, but 34.08 kilometers. All right, you guys, so that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.